Please stand for the presentation of our colors. Color Guard, advance the colors. Post the colors. Color Guard, retreat.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the University of Findlay, we welcome you to our annual Veterans Day observance. My name is Nicole Burgy, an alumna of the University of Findlay and the president of the Board of Governors. We are grateful to have so many University of Findlay faculty, staff, and students, as well as Findlay veterans and their families joining us through our live stream today. It is an honor. Yeah, you may be seated. Thank you. It is an honor to recognize all those who are currently serving and who have served our country. The Veterans Honor Wall was gifted to the University of Findlay on behalf of the class of 1966's 50th anniversary of their graduation from Findlay College. This honor wall serves as a living tribute and a constant reminder on our campus of the many sacrifices our servicemen and women make to give us the freedoms we enjoy today. We are so honored to call these veterans Oilers. Today and every day, we thank these and all veterans for their service and for the many sacrifices that they make on behalf of our great country. I would like to take the opportunity to thank Tom Range, leader of the Boy Scouts of America Troop 319 from Findlay, for bringing these scouts as the color guard today and posting the colors for our ceremony. In addition, I would like to thank Joshua Kilgore, Riley Klauza, Dr. Michael Bankey, President Katherine and Mikayla Holtz for their participation in today's program. I would also like to recognize all of the University of Findlay Alumni Board of Governors, Dr. Marcia Latta, our Vice President of University Advancement, and Chris Ostrander, Chair of the Board of Trustees. Thank you. Immediately following our observance, we will begin the reading of over 700 names on our Veterans Honor Wall. We hope you'll be able to stay with us for this special tribute. We have a wonderful program planned today, and we hope you find this time of honoring and remembering our veterans to be meaningful. I would now like to invite forward Joshua Kilgore, Junior College of Business student and Campus Ministries member from DeGraff, Ohio, to the podium. He will lead us in an invocation and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Will you please pray with me? Father, thank you for this day and the blessing of our university and the great alumni and supporters that we have. Today we are here to honor those that have served our country and given their lives so that we may stand here and still live in freedom. Father, I do not understand what these servicemen and women have gone through, but I do know that you call us to love our neighbor, and these men and women here today have shown that through their service. We thank you for not only the over 700 UF alumni who have served in armed forces, but all U.S. veterans around the globe. Thank you so much for giving them the bravery to protect our freedoms. We are proud of what they have done and continue to do. For those who continue to serve through active duty, keep them safe in your care. I ask that you give the families of the servicemen and women peace while their loved ones are away. Father, I also pray that today is not the only day we remember our veterans, active servicemen and women, and those who have lost their lives to protect our freedoms. I ask that you remind the citizens of this country to never forget and always appreciate, respect, and honor those who have made the decision to fight for this country. We thank you for all that you have done in our lives and for this university. We also thank you for your grace and the promise of eternity with you. In Jesus' name, amen. For those who are able, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For those in attendance, please remain standing. At this time, I'd like to introduce student Riley Klauza. Riley will be performing the national anthem for us. Riley is a senior theater student from Belleville, Michigan, who is also involved in university choir programs. She is the proud recipient of the Miss Elizabeth Harris 69 Scholarship Endowment Fund. Please welcome Riley.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Riley. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Michael Bankey. Dr. Bankey became a student at the University of Findlay in 1979 after graduating from Napoleon High School. While attending college, he participated in track and was also a member of the Theta Chi fraternity. He received his bachelor's degree in 1983, majoring in education. After graduation, he served as a substitute teacher for Findlay City Schools prior to joining the Army. Upon enlistment, he was stationed in Central America, where he served as a sergeant in the 534th Military Police Company in the Panama Canal Zone. After completing his enlistment, he spent the next 30-plus years working as a college administrator at a variety of colleges throughout Ohio before retiring. During his time working in higher education, he earned an MA in college student personnel from Bowling Green State University and an MS Ed in social agency counseling from the University of Dayton and a Ph.D. in business administration from Trident University. In early 2020, he came out of retirement to fulfill the dream of once again being able to work with the U.S. Army. He is currently working for the U.S. Army in a civilian capacity, where he is the primary advisor to a recruiting battalion on educational matters impacting the Army's recruiting mission. He is thankful every day to be able to support these outstanding men and women in uniform as he continues to strive to live the Army values. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Michael Bankey.
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to share my story. I was humbled by your request, and I'm excited to share this special day at the University of Findlay as we celebrate the strengths, courage, and dedication of all veterans. My experience with the University of Findlay began when I arrived on campus after graduating from Napoleon High School. As I reflect back on those years, I had so many wonderful experiences here on campus and met so many nice people. Every time I visit the campus, I remember so many experiences that I enjoyed here, such as being an RA in Fox Hall, running track, being a member of the Theta Chi fraternity, and being involved in Greek life activities. The bonds of brotherhood with the Theta Chi fraternity have stood the test of time, and I'm very pleased to know that many of them are in the listening audience today. I also had many dedicated faculty who inspired me during my time here, like Dr. Moody and Dr. Mallett. Dr. Moody gave me a whole new appreciation for the outdoors through participation in his wilderness club, and Dr. Mallett taught me a life lesson one day walking across campus as I had skipped his class earlier that day for the first time. He pulled me aside and politely shared with me that if I truly wanted to grow as a student, I needed to show up and participate. This was a great lesson that would pay dividends for a lifetime. I also had the opportunity to meet Dr. McCandless when he was a new faculty member. I never had the opportunity to take one of his classes, but he still left a lasting impression with me to this day. Dr. McCandless, who we fondly referred to as Ray J when I was a student, became the faculty advisor to Theta Chi fraternity. At that point in my life, I had never met anyone that was so passionate about higher education and student success. Fast forward 40 years, and he still has that same passion for learning and helping students. I would encourage any student in the listening audience to stop by Dr. McCandless' office here on campus and introduce yourself to him. I promise it could change your educational experience in the most positive manner. I originally had planned to enlist in the U.S. Army right after high school, following in the footsteps of my father, who was an Army veteran. But my parents both encouraged me to attend college first, and I'm glad that I did. Shortly after graduating from the university, I joined the U.S. Army. I was stationed in the Panama Canal Zone, where I served as a sergeant in the 534th Military Police Company. I had so many adventurous experiences, was challenged in ways that I had never been challenged before, and met so many outstanding soldiers. One of my most memorable moments was when I was given the opportunity to attend Panahunga School. This was a survival school in the jungles of Costa Rica for the Panamanian military and a handful of American soldiers that were given the opportunity to attend. Living in the middle of the jungle was a much different experience than my wilderness club camping activities with Dr. Moody, but it did lay the foundation for the appreciation of the new outdoor environment I found myself in. I spent 30 days living in a man-made shelter in the middle of the jungle and learned to live off the land during that period of time. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and all these years later, I am still thankful to First Sergeant Colon for nominating me for that school. During my time in Panama, I learned that it takes profound strength to wear this nation's uniform, and regardless of when you return to civilian life, no amount of time can sever the unique and everlasting bonds you will build while serving. There are 3 amazing soldiers from the 534th that I have stayed in close contact with all these years and truly consider them to be my brothers. I would personally like to thank Becker, Kubik, and Pearson not only for their bravery, but also for their lasting legacy of strength and service they brought with them when they returned home. I was very fortunate to attend the University of Findlay, serve in the U.S. Army, and then go on to work as a college administrator for over 30 years, where I saw firsthand how education can profoundly change someone's life in the most positive manner. After retiring from higher ed, I now work as an education service specialist as an Army civilian. In this role, I'm able to support some of the finest soldiers you'll ever meet as they work tirelessly to recruit the next generation of Army soldiers. Another part of my role is to help coach and mentor soldiers that want to earn a credential or a degree. It is truly rewarding to watch these soldiers grow and pursue their educational pathways. As I looked across the room today, I was truly impressed with the Veterans Honor Wall and would like to thank those who supported the project, especially the class of 1966 who led the initiative. I hope this wall will continue to serve as an inspiration to future University of Findlay students and their families. On this very important day, active duty service members, veterans, and their family deserve to be applauded for their sacrifice, devotion, and service to this nation. Though we come here today to say thank you for their service, we know they deserve so much more. President Kennedy once said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. For the employers in our listening audience today, I encourage you to hire a veteran or military family member. Veterans bring exceptional training, values, and experience to their civilian jobs. The leadership and technical skills they develop in the military make them a valuable addition to any organization they join. For the rest of us, as we leave here today, I challenge you to consider how you can personally make a difference in the lives of those men and women who have so proudly served this nation. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce President Fell. Dr. Fell served as the president of the University of Findlay since 2010. She is known for her deep commitment to providing outstanding learning environments for students, respect of the university's culture of shared governance, and passion for supporting the community. Her vision for the University of Findlay has guided UF to expanded academic program offerings and a renewed focus on experiential learning and intercultural understanding. Please help me welcome President Fell.
Thank you, Dr. Bankey, for those inspiring words. So it is my pleasure to welcome you myself to this important occasion that we celebrate annually, and I hope in one way or another privately every single day. At the University of Findlay, we work hard to live out our mission to equip students for meaningful lives and productive careers. And we are honored to play a part in the lives of our alumni, veterans, and current student service persons or veterans. We consider it a privilege to have them as part of our Euler family. The university has been once again ranked among the best in the Midwest for veterans by U.S. News and World Report, and has again been named to Victory Media's military-friendly schools, the least we can do. The university recognizes the profound sacrifices that our United States military personnel and their families make to maintain our nation's safety and to uphold our constitutional rights. We work hard to support our student veterans and provide services tailored to their specific needs. One of the ways we accomplish this is by participating in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Yellow Ribbon Program, which, along with other benefits, helps to offset the cost of an exceptional UF education. We also are delighted to have the honor wall established in this prominent position on our campus. With it, we demonstrate our commitment to the men and women who sacrifice their freedoms to protect our way of life. It is a wall of heroes. Once again today, we also demonstrate that commitment to our UF service members by formally signing a statement of support declaring the University of Findlay a veteran-friendly campus. Being such school means fostering a culture that is respectful and supportive of the veterans we educate. We already do that and will continue to do so by publicly signing this statement of support on behalf of the University of Findlay. I am proudly declaring our continued support of our student veterans. Thank you all for joining us today and sharing in this special time to honor our veterans. And next, we will hear from Mikayla Holtz, a current student from Newark, Ohio, a University of Findlay band member, and a first-year student in our criminal justice program. She has been awarded the George E. Countryman Scholarship Endowment Fund proceeds this year. Mikayla's father, Mr. John Holtz, I believe Mr. Holtz is with us today, is an Army veteran who served as an E5 sergeant, tank commander, and squad leader from 1982 to 1988. Mikayla will now play taps to honor our military heroes.
You may be seated. Thank you, Mikayla. And thank you all for joining us today and sharing in this special time to honor our veterans. Here at the University of Findlay, we work hard to ensure our mission to equip students for meaningful lives and productive careers is lived out daily. We witness this mission in action through our students, faculty, staff, alumni, board members, trustees, community support, and especially in the lives of those like Dr. Bankey. Thank you again for joining us today for this program and for everyone who participated in our program. The university recognizes and is grateful for the sacrifices that our United States military personnel and their families make to maintain our nation's safety and to uphold the constitutional rights. It is an honor to recognize each of you today. As mentioned earlier, we will conduct a reading of the Alumni Veterans Honor Roll following our program. But first, we will hear from Mikayla again. We'll hear the God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we will now begin a reading of the names. We hope that you continue to join us throughout the reading of the over 700 names behind us. Benjamin Abraham, April Adams, Richard Albert, Connie Algie, Nicole Almonds, Blake Amasquita, Jack Amons, Russell Amons, Ronald Amrine, Elwood Amsler, Robert Andressen, Amanda Appy, Charles Adrazone, Paul Armbrecht, Bradley Arnold, Stephen Airy, Dakota Artman, Nicholas Asedu Biofo, Ralph Ascom, Richard Oxer, Donald Bodicher, Brett Vaughn, Dennis Baker, Michael Bankey, Doran Barfield, Robert Barger, Katrina Barna, Curtis Barth, Jamie Bash, Water Basil, Lester Baum, George Bayer, Theodore Bayless, Ronald Beach, Thomas Beal, Barry Beal, Jason Beckford, Roy, Dwight Beery, Roy Belcher, Thomas Bell, Craig Benson, John Berg, Richard Berg, Joe Bibler, Nathan Bigham, Victor Binkley, Charles Bish, Richard Bishop, Alec Bissell, Chad Blair, John Blyde, John Bodie, Gordon Bulmer, Arthur Bookwater, Logan Bosley, David Bossio, Randall Bullion, Michael Boutwell, Don Bauer, David Bowling, Judith Boyle, Gloria Bracken, Timothy Bradford, Matthew Brand, Kenneth Brandt, Ralph Blessler, James Bryce, Che Brindle, David Brooks, Jack Brown, Andrew Bryant, Francis Brizot, Lynn Buchanan, William Buck, Timothy Buckland.
Jacqueline Bucksbaum, Matthew Bueller, Joseph Bullman, Jessica Bunch, Howard Bergen, Christopher Burke, Michael Burke, Bruce Burkett, Emily Burris, Arthur Burton, James Burton, Aaron Butler, Stacy Caldwell, Graydon Callahan, Gina Campbell, Kathleen Cannon, Paul Capel, Raymond Carey, Robert Carl, Robert Carpenter, Howard Carpenter, Joseph Corral, Sierra Carter, George Chapin, Kai Cheng, Case Chilbert, Kenneth Chisholm, James Chrisman, Brett Christie, Scott Simonillo, John Sindrick, Philip Cipriani, Charles Clapper, Travis Clark, Robert Clark, Rachel Coberly, Joel Coughlin, Alfonso Cohill, Neil Cole, Irvin Cole, Ralph Cole, Gerald Collins, William Conaway, Chelsea Concha, R. Brent Conley, Sandra Conley, Nolan Connell, Lucy Connolly, Ernest Cook, Jeffrey Cooper, Paul Corbin, Caitlin Coria, Justin Kramer, Larry Kramer, Richard Crawfus, Jean Crawford, Megan Cross, Richard Crowder, Jack Croy, Martin Cruz, Dorrance Cuba, Jamel Calbreth, Paul Culler, Terry Couples, Lynn Couples, Layla Daba, Peter Daub, John Davidson, Richard Davies, Jonathan Davis, Paula Davis, Paul Davis, Richard Deerdorf, Richard Delapina, Derek DeLong, Earl DeLong.
Frank DeMaria, Amber Diaz, Stephen Dickerson, Thomas Deach, Kevin Dills, Neil Deshawn, Kenneth Dowling, Robert Drake, Kyle Dressbach, Homer Dunathan, Robert Dunbar, John Duncan, Jean DeRace, Joe Dye, Carl Dyer, Matthew Dyer, Raman Dyer, Loring Eversole, Reeve Ekman, Julia Edelbrock, Ralph Eddy, Heather Edmondson, Levi Edwards, Orville Ide, Emily Elser, Donald Ellswick, Albert Endrick, Thomas Erb, William Evans, Benjamin Evanbeck, Vicky Falgren, James Farrison, Thomas Farley, Charles Farling, Brian Farr, Anthony Federico, Edward Feitner, Brian Feldman, John Ferguson, Ave Maria Fields, Miller Fink, Stephen Finley, Rachel Finn, Garrett Firestein, Alec Fissel, Murray Fitzgerald, Thomas Fitzpatrick, Raymond Flanagan, Christopher Fleissman, Pauline Fleming, Wayne Flick, Jason Florence, Brian Flores, Carolina Flores, Dwayne Folk, Bernard Fortna, Dennis Foster, Aaron Fox, Joshua Fox, Mark Fox, Lancelot Francione, Daniel Francione, Dominic Frito, DeBoe Freed, Joshua Frisbee, Corey Fritsch, Joseph Freidinger, James Fry, Victor Fuentes, Robin Folks, Jenny Gaines, Megan Gardner, Roger Gardner, Harold Gardner, Shonda Gatlin, William Gaiman.
James Gearing, Jessica Geiger Hayes, Merle Gebhardt, Robert Gebhardt, James Gerkick, Eunice Gilbert, Dale Gillespie, Raquel Gienta, Lauren Glover, Fred Goki, Robert Gooding, Jeffrey Gorza, Wayne Goshnell, Brent Graham, Cedric Granger, Leonard Graves, Fred Green, Chad Griffith, John Grimm, David Gross, Don Grubb, Alexander Gutierrez, Earl Guy, Derek Gorey, Kermit Hanley, Norman Hanley, Sheldon Hall, Cody Hancock, Kirsten Harder, James Harkey, William Harlan, William Harrell, Stephen Harris, James Hartman, Misty Hartnett, John Hassan, James Haw, Robert Housey, Jacob Hay, Jennifer Hayes, Shane Haynes, Edward Hazel, Linda Heckman, Conrad Hyrick, William Highstand, Paul Helms, Lance Henderson, Donald Henninger, George Henry, David Hensley, Russell Hepler, Scott Hepler, Alan Hepler, George Hess, Austin Hickel, William Hicks, Andrew Heister, Charles Hilborn, Hannah Hildebrand, Chad Hill, Erica Hill, James Hill, Richard Hill, Richard Hillebrand, Richard Hills, David Hindle, James Hindle, Carl Hinton, Roy Hinton, Russell Hippensteel, Douglas Hodges, Joseph Hoffman, Logan Hoffman, Maurice Hoffman, Jack Holcomb, Rebecca Holstein.
Dennis Holzinger, Walter Homan, Della Hantz, Michael Hoops, Wayne Hosefross, Michael Hostler, John Hostler, Michael Householder, John Houston, Jeffrey Howard, Byron Howe, Frederick Howes, Michael Heronsi, Mark Hudson, Mikayla Huffman, Mary Catherine Hughes, Barry Hall, Charles Hunter, Jamie Huntington, Edison Houston, Jeremy Jackson, Raymond Jacobs, Richard James, Jerry Jenkins, Brian Jennings, William Johannesson, Andrew Johnson, Junius Johnson, Eric Johnston, Joshua Jones, Clarence Jones, James Judd, Harry Canuck, William Caton, David Kay, Ryan Keck, Zachary Keaton, James Kefalonides, Ted Kerr, Rhonda Karras, Eugene Keller, George Keller, Elvin Keller, Leland Keller, Nicole Kelly, Ronald Kelly, Joseph Kendall, Michael Kennard, James Kidd, Stephen Kimihay, Martin Kisla, James Klossing, Gordon Kleiner, Hugh Kleinhens, Emery Cleash, Larry Kingler, Philomena Klinsing, Zachary Klinsing, Sammy Koch, Stephen Korb, Richard Krause, Joshua Krayas, Laverne Kramer, Laura Krieger, Richard Krieger, Thomas Krogman, Timothy Lafferty, Brian Lambert, William Lanning, Lawrence Lape, William Lape, Charles Lashinsky, Delbert Latta, Larry Lauger, William Lair, Dudley Lay.
Daniel Leaks, Haley Leaks, Clifford Lee, Donald LeFavor, Michael Lemons, Dennis Langle, Frank Leslie, Keith Lewis, Ronald Lewis, Frederick Lewis, Ned Linder, Aaron Little, David Long, Greg Longworth, George Love, Daryl Loveridge, Jeffrey Locksterman, Daniel Ludwig, Glenn Luxick, Robert Lundy, James Lunn, Guy Lyon, Jonathan Moss, Richard Magsig, Arlo Maines, Muriel Mallory, Wendell Marvin, Chad Marzik, Scott Masel, Jacob Maurer, David Maugans, August Mazza, Matthew McBrien, Derek McCartney, Kathleen McCarty, Laura McLean Belts, Britton McClintock, Emily McClure, Thomas McDonald, Virgil McDougall, Cassandra McDowell, John McDowell, Milo McDowell, David McHugh, David McGuire, Timothy McIntyre, Jack McMichael, Martin McMullen, Michael McPherson, Harold Meader, Donald Mears, Derek Meredith, Casey Messinger, Kyla Meyer, Douglas Mitchell, John Mickley, Irvin Miles, Brittany Miller, Isaiah Miller, David Miller, James Miller, Merrill Mursky, Jacob Menning, Wayne Menning, Marvin Monroe, Charles Moore, Christopher Moore, Jacqueline Moore, Kevin Moore, Joe Moorhead, John Mosher, John Moss, Walter Mueller, Anthony Munoz, Amanda Munoz, Gabriel Munoz.
Wayne Murray, Larry Muser, James Mewson, Joseph Meyer, Abram Myers, Christopher Myers, Stephen Nathanson, Aaron Nazario, Rachel Neff, Eugene Niederheiser, John Needley, Bennett Nelson, Kristen Newton, Douglas Nichols, Wayne Nichols, Max Niebel, Thomas Niedermeyer, James Nywander, Charles Nickerbu, Michael Noble, Jason Noonan, Terry Nordick, Gary Norris, Sarah Nominee, Morris Now, Dio Oboy, Robert O'Brien, Maru Akros Pama Calderon, Ryan Odendahl, Luke Olney, Justin Olson, Sean Oman, Robert Osman, Matthew Otto, Teresa Overman, Corey Overmeyer, Chase Pakolk, Miguel Padron, John Park, Stacy Palmer, James Parks, Arthur Patterson, Aaron Pauley, Brill Peace, David Pelfrey, Antonio Perez, Daniel Perry, Don Peterman, Christopher Peterson, John Peterson, Dwayne Phillip, Wallace Phillips, Ellery Pippins, Stephanie Pitts, Curtis Pullman, Dean Pullman, Samuel Pontillo, Michael Poole, Vern Poor, Eugene Powell, George Powell, Arthur Poynton, Robert Pratt, Charles Presley, George Preston, Vernon Preston, Arnold Price, Ray Prickett, Carl Pitts, Richard Pritz, Charles Purcell, Robert Purdy, Robert Quick, Donald Rader, Carl Rader, Richard Rader.
Alexander Rado, Edward Railing, Brandon Ramsey, Dale Roush, Clinton Ravencraft, Frederick Ravenscraft, Elizabeth Ray, Aaron Ray, James Rayford, Diego Rail, Stephen Rail, George Reamsnyder, Robert Redman, James Redman, Benjamin Reeder, Lee Reeg, Richard Reen, Elizabeth Reese, Larry Regal, Alexander Reiner, Rodney Ryder, Scott Renfro, Roger Rhodes, Robert Rice, Lucas Richard, Harry Richards, Adam Richmond, Max Ridge, Robert Ridge, John Riley, Carla Reist, Austin Roberts, Glenn Roberts, Franklin Rodabaugh, Anthony Rodriguez, Christopher Rodriguez, Drew Rogers, Roger Romer, Ray Romero, James Romick, William Ronstadt, Chris Roper, Lisa Rosen, Carlisle Rosser, Paige Rosman, Franklin Royer, Edna Rudolph, Charlotte Russell, Marvin Russell, Norman Russell, Charles Russell, John Russell, David Ryan, Brad Salisbury, Russell Sanders, Van Saul, Tommy Sawin, Maurice Sayre, Kevin Scansey, Michael Scansey, Richard Schaefer, Caitlin Such, Dustin Schlomp, Roy Schmunk, Gary Schneider, Joseph Schroeder, Jeffrey Schultz, Lawrence Scobie, George Scott, Sarah Scott, Stephen Seaholm, Herman Cersei Lunkett, Franklin Searfoss, Joshua Seedorf, Donald Schaefer, Stacy Sharp.
Teresa Shatton, Cecil Shawley, Daniel Schaefer, Eric Schindler, Gary Shirley, Wayne Shively, Raymond Shoemaker, Haley Shook, Austin Scholl, Fremont Scholl, Nicholas Shunn, Todd Skaggs, Franklin Sleesman, Carl Sleesman, Merle Sleesman, Leanne Sleva, James Slaw, Tyre Schlusser, John Smillow, Annette Smith, Rodney Smith, Todd Smith, James Schneider, Edwin Schneider, George Schneider, John Schneider, Edwin Sorensen, Julio Sorosa, Jericho Spielman, James Spittler, Sean Spradlin, Barry Sprink, Roger Stalter, Shannon Standish, Kenneth Stuffler, Robert Steele, Bruce Stefanik, Daniel Stelter, Andrew Sterling, Jerry Stevenson, Kevin Stewart, John Stimmel, Matthew Strombaugh, Kenneth Stote, Carl Stahl, Robert Stram, Richard Straight, Lee Stratton, Ross Strahr, Caitlin Streaker, Chloe Stringham, Michael Stracul, Thomas Stradmack, Jeffrey Sullivan, Larry Start, Cletus Stewart, Seward, Ralph Switzer, Joseph Zapintri, Jerry Seismanowicz, Christopher Tabor, Charles Tank, William Tatum, Jacqueline Taylor, Theodore Taylor, Timothy Taylor, Thomas Taylor, Daniel Thiel, Robert Thoma, Donald Thomas, Floyd Thomas, Robert Thomas, Cameron Thompson, James Thompson, Michael Thigh, Alan Tobin, Harold Todd.
Aaron Tong, Stefan Tonsberg, Robert Trask, Kristen Troutwine, Howard Trostmiller, Allison Trutt, Thomas Trutt, Jonathan Tullis, Glenn Tussing, George Tuttle, Mary Jo Urschelitz, Raymond Van Gutten, Richard Van Horn, Don Van Sant, Richard Van Scoit, Joel Velez, Luke Venice, Gregory Vilsack, Robert Vincent, Amber Vinning, Jack Voller, Chad Vondron, Michael Wagner, Owen Wagner, Raymond Wallenczak, Claude Waller, Edwin Ward, Gary Ward, Lindsay Warner, Jessica Warren, Susan Waters, Joshua Weber, David Wedding, LaDonna Weir, David Weissing, Joseph Welch, Wayne Welty, Darren Wenzel, Chad West, Charles West, Kenneth West, Ryan Westenbarger, Kai Weston, Howard Welch, Aura Wilkins, Rochelle Wilkinson, Jeffrey Williams, Patrick Williams, Devin Willits, Bradley Wilson, Greg Wilson, Mark Wilson, Albendia Wimbush Sherrod, Charles Wynn, Wayne Wittenmeyer, Richard Walgamuth, David Walgamuth, Ronald Wolry, Travis Womer, James Woodward, Angela Woolbright, Leanne Woolley, Kenneth Woomer, Dominic Worthy, Augusta May Wote, Karis Wright, David Yates, Richard Yoki, William Yoder, Robert Yoder, Joseph Young, Preston Zachrich, James Zane Glein, Derek Zanders, Donald Zeisler, Deborah Zimmerman.